Let's talk Minnesota Twins baseball. All right, so I can't find my Twins hat. When I threw it the other day about Miguel Sano, I can't find it. My roommate took it, put it somewhere. It's in here somewhere, but that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is Minnesota has been doing something this spring training that they have not been doing ever. I mean, the last time the Twins were producing as well as they are at the plate right now, I don't remember. Like, I mean, maybe one of their playoff pushes a couple of years ago, like four years ago, maybe. I mean, 2009 maybe. Has it been 10 years? I don't know. The point is, though, the Twins have been doing so well at producing at the plate this spring training. It has not compared to anything else we have seen from the Twins in recent history. And I don't want to knock Paul Molitor or anything, but I don't know if he just couldn't figure it out or what, because this is the same team, but it looks like a different team. And the only thing I do want to, preface this video with is it is a smaller sample size. I will say it's only been spring training so far. So the 15 games they've played, which includes some split squads, a couple ties. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So it is a smaller sample size, but it's almost every single day. And the Twins have been doing, they've been doing well. For a 7-6 team, a couple of those being split squads, they are doing extremely well. So let's talk about it. Let's just jump right in. And I want to use the previous two games examples for this video. Today's game, I'll give you the recap right here. We tied again. It's frustrating, but, it's spring training. You can't do much. So that's the recap. They tied at, 5 today, I think. So there's nothing, it was a 5-5 game. I could go through all the stats, but it's not the point of this video. The point of this video is the Twins have been producing runs at such, and not even like runs, but just like how productive they've been with their hits has been great this season. So let's go back to March 5th. What was that? Tuesday, I think. So Tuesday they played the Rays again, and they won 9-2. But they had 9 hits. 9 hits, 9 runs. Today, yesterday, when they played Boston, they had 18 hits on 12 runs. That's crazy. So what is that? 20... Gosh darn it. I shouldn't have tried. 27 hits in 2 days. That produced a total of 21 runs. That's incredible. You just don't see that. You don't hear the Twins doing that ever. Or at least, like I said, in recent history. Let's take a look at the box score from that one. Boston Red Sox versus the Twins. I just had it pulled up, and then I switched over to the Rays game from the other day. But, you're talking about a team who is basically the same, right? You've got Kepler Rosario, Buxton. He's actually playing, but I don't even think he was in that game yesterday. Then you got, Astudillo, the same guys around the infield, but that's not true. You've got a couple of different faces around the infield, but the point is it's built on the same team. The only difference is the coach and who we've brought in. So it's just how productive are we going to keep being? Because last year, I don't remember how many times we scored 1 run, 2 runs, or 3 runs. I know you guys can attest to this down in the comments below. We scored 1, 2, 3 runs so many times. And that's frustrating. We were getting 7, 8 hits. We were fine in the hit column, but they weren't turning into runs. And that is what really frustrated me. As the Twins fan, we'd get bases loaded, 1 out. I think this is in Milwaukee last year, close to the All-Star break. I think maybe it was the 4th of July, one of those 2 times. So yeah, basically the same time, I guess. We had bases loaded in the first inning, 3 games in a row or 2 games in a row or something. We might have produced 1 run. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But it was crazy. How do you do that and then not produce a single run? We had Logan Morrison on the team. I basically think that explains it. But now, in those 2 days, you can go back and look at the Twins the rest of the preseason here in spring training. But for those 2 games in particular, that's incredible. I mean, like I said, let's go through the box score. We scored 12 runs and 18 hits. When was the last time? Somebody comment this down in the comments below. When was the last time, or how many times last year, I should say, did we score 10 runs in a game? I think I can remember 2. I think. Let me know, though. Let me know about that one in the comments. So, I mean, we scored in every inning except for the first and the last. We did give up a run in the first inning, but we came back and scored in every single other inning. I mean, you had Mitch Garver getting on the board, 1 for 3 with a run. You had Jonathan Scope on a walk, a hit, 1 for 3, and a run. You had CJ, just kidding, let's not mention him, he went 0 for 4. Jake Cave went 3 for 4 with a RBI and a run. Then you had Torreyes with 3 for 4, an RBI and a run. Who else is getting in on it? Lucas Duda went 1 for 4. Brent Rooker with a home run yesterday went 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs and a run. Adam Rosales 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. I don't remember if he hit a home run or not. I cannot remember that. But Jim Kerrigan had a home run. Jimmy Kerrigan went 1 for 1, 2 runs and an RBI. Luke Raleigh 2 for 3, 4 RBIs. He had a career day. I think he had a triple in there as well. I mean, those are the guys. Now, I said at the beginning of the video it's based on the same team. It's not really, I guess. But, I mean, those guys are producing. And that's the thing is it's not just the major league level guys. It's the guys who we are giving a chance, or minor leaguers who are producing runs. And I don't care what you say about the pitchers. That's not the point. The point is it doesn't matter who is pitching. It matters that the Twins are getting runs off their hits. That's incredible. That doesn't happen. And then in the other game versus the Rays, when you had Max Kepler went 1 for 3 with 2 runs and a walk. Then you had Andre Anza went 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Astudillo went 1 for 4 with a run. Rosario hit a grand slam in that game. Went 1 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a run. And then Jason Castro didn't he hit a home run, I think, in that game too? So he went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. Some guys that Jake Cave, Ronald Torreyes again, 2 for 4. Jake Cave, 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs. I think he hit a home run. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The point of it is, this is a team who has never before done this. And I've seen so many people, including you guys in the comments, so thank you for that say the Twins are going to win the division. Like, I'm very confident in that. But the question becomes, where do we get stopped, right? If we win the division, we play in the division series. Who do we play against? Probably the Yankees. That's just how it is every single year. But in this case, if we play like we do now, and it's a long season, again, this is a small sample size, but if we play like we do now, this is a team that could beat the Yankees. It doesn't matter. Like I watched Moneyball last night. Great movie. I'm sure it's probably one of the best movies that have ever been created in sports or baseball particularly. But the Minnesota Twins are a small market team, right? They're not as small as Oakland. They're not rebuilding. They're right in the middle. And this season they've spent some money. But they're not the Yankees. They're not the Red Sox. They're not the Astros. They're not the Dodgers. They're not the Cardinals. They're not all these teams that go out and buy every single player that they can to win games. That is probably the single most reason I do not like the Yankees and I do not like the Dodgers, because they can buy players. They also have talent. No, don't get me wrong. They have good farm systems, but it's because they can go out and trade people for it. That's a whole nother video. Why am I getting into it? The point is, the Minnesota Twins are not the same team as the Yankees. But if they play like this, that's how you beat them. You get hits, you get runs. It doesn't matter how many hits you get as long as you're putting those runs across the board. Now, obviously, you're going to have the games where you only get 1 hit. You only get 2 hits. You might score a run in those games. You might not. But on a consistent basis, if we are scoring 7 runs and we get 7 hits and 5 runs across, that's a successful day. Like I said, though, it is baseball. It's an imperfect game. That makes it great, but it's an imperfect game, so you're going to have the days where you only hit 3 hits. You don't, like, one person shows up. Rosario's the only guy who gets a hit on the team, gets 2 hits. They get 2 or 3 hits on the day. but they score a run. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not. It happens sometimes. But more times than not, when you're getting 9 hits and you're producing 9 runs out of it, you're going to win a lot of games. And that is what makes me happy as a Twins fan going into this season. I am serious. This is not the greatest team in the world. It's a bunch of, older middle name guys. You know what I'm saying? Cruz is not the same guy he was 4 years ago. He can still hit home runs, but he's not the same guy he was 4 years ago. He's older. You got Rosario. You've got all these other guys. I could list them, but you know them. They're not the best players in the world. Rosario, he's a great player, but is he top of the league? Probably not. He's probably, close to 10th or so, but he's not the best in the world. That's okay, because he's producing. That's what matters. Cruz, he's going to produce. He's going to hit home runs. Same with every other guy on the team. They're not going to be the best in the league in any category, but they're going to be right up there, and that's what helps the team. That's what creates a successful baseball club, and that is all I got for you today. So I hope this video, it didn't go too far out of what I really intended it to be, but what do you guys think? I mean, like I said, go answer those questions that I asked down in the comments below, but what do you think about this team? This is a team, like I said, in my opinion, that's going to do well because they can do this. They can get 9 hits in a game and score 9 runs this season. This is not a team, like this team last year would not have done that. They would have scored 1 or 2 runs off of those 9 hits. If you don't believe me, go watch any game last year. So that's what I got for you today. I want to know what you guys think about this team and how they're going to do with their production at the plate and their runs and their discipline out and all that stuff. So let's have a discussion down in the comments. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another Twins discussion. It might be a recap. We'll see. Unless I got another video I want to share with you today, like today's. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Peace out, everyone.